Today All Day, we've got a great show for you on this Tuesday morning, including an all-day exclusive chat you can only see here. But let's kick it off with pop star. Halsey is officially a mom. The singer took to social media to share the great news, and Carson has a first look at her bundle of joy. Check it out.
Best time of the day. Pop start, baby.
Good to have you back, Uncle Al.
Come on.
First up, Luke Bryan, the country music superstar, is out on the road for his Proud to Be Right Here tour. And during a recent show in Virginia, Bryan spotted 7-year-old Darcy Clare in the front row, nailing every word to his song Waves. So what does Luke do? He pulls her up on stage to sing a duet with him on the song Down to One, and here's what happened. Oh, we're showing you just a little bit. You got to go back and watch them. A little timid at first. Darcy opens up, and then
there she goes. Boom. There she goes.
Every word. Wow.
By the way, the Down to Be Right Here tour continues through October. Next up, our buddy Halsey, the singer who announced their pregnancy back in January, is now officially a mom. Halsey posting this sweet photo to Instagram yesterday, breaking the good news and sharing a first look at little baby Ender Ridley Aiden, along with new dad Olive Aiden, writing in the caption, gratitude for the most rare and euphoric birth powered by love. Also revealing the baby was born last Wednesday, the 14th of July. Papa Olive revealing a little inside look there at the hospital room, holding hands with the new mama. We want to take a second to wish them all a big congratulations. So next up, Lady Gaga and Tony Bennett, the unexpected duo, has been performing together since their 2014 duet album, Cheek to Cheek. On Monday, the Grammy-winning singers announced on social media that they will be reuniting for a final series of shows. Next month, Gaga and Bennett are set to take the stage together at Radio City Music Hall for 2 nights. And Gaga writing on Twitter, one last time, I'm so honored and excited to celebrate Tony's 95th birthday with him at these special shows. You may remember a few months back, Bennett revealed that he is living with Alzheimer's. And he says he's looking forward to returning to the stage. And I know people are looking forward to seeing that show. That's going to be a special pairing of shows. But Peppa Pig
I know
show.
Peppa.
Have you ever noticed your child all of a sudden asking to go to the loo instead of the bathroom?
No.
Or demanding that you put their favorite show on the telly? Then you might be experiencing what people are referring to now as the Peppa effect. That's how some are defining this weird phenomena where American children are all of a sudden adopting British accents from watching hours of Peppa Pig. Listen to what this parent had to say.
My daughter has what I would call the Peppa Pig British accent. As you can tell, I am not British.
How clever. Daddy, are you okay? Are you okay?
It's the struggle's real if you have kids, Peppa Pig.
Wow.
Put it on long enough and they're...
Maybe
it's like
Madonna had been
all of a
listening
sudden got a British accent.
I was a big fan of Peppa Pig. When Cindy was into it.
There you
Thankfully,
go.
she didn't
Look
pick
out
up
for
the
Peppa.
accent.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Today in the third hour, the gang shares ways to help teens become safe drivers. Plus, is the traditional necktie dead? Take a look.
And it's time for Overheard on Third. So folks may be returning to the office, but allegedly not returning wearing neckties.
Really?
Yeah. Well, The Atlantic says as workplaces have become more flexible with working from home and the hybrids, they're also going to loosen up the dress codes. So I don't know. Will you give up your
No,
necktie?
I get a call from upstairs. I show up on TV without a tie. so would you. Actually, he may not. He could probably get
No, I like
I feel like you fly in a necktie.
No, I don't fly in it, but I do wear a jacket. But I feel like if I'm on TV, you know, you're supposed to.
Yes, there's something to be said for that.
Right.
You know?
It is a different kind of job that we have. Not that I'm wearing a necktie, but I feel like you have to, dress up for what we do. But a lot of people, I think, are just getting rid of it.
Right.
I know. My worry, though, is that we're becoming so casual with the dress code in the workplace. Like we're just a few years away from people showing up in
Wearing
pajamas.
slippers. Yeah, got slippers on and walking around in a robe. No, that's why it's called work.
Work.
Yeah, put on a.
How did you guys learn how to tie a necktie?
My dad showed me.
Yeah? And you remembered?
Yeah.
I learned in junior ROTC.
Really?
You were in junior ROTC?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Look at it.
I was in junior ROTC.
No, you weren't.
I was. I went to Xavier High School in Manhattan.
Yeah.
And look, we used to go to the 23rd Street Armory and drill.
Yes.
We have a rifle range in the basement of our school, which, as it turns out, there was a gas main behind the rifle range. Yeah.
This is before OSHA. Before they had.
So nobody got hurt.
That's right. That's why I was on the supply corps and the AV squad.
Oh, well, the AV squad doesn't surprise me.
That's right. Okay, that's right, AV. Anyway, another hallmark of growing up, learning how to drive. Wall Street Journal has an article about helping teens become safe drivers with smartphones being distractions.
Yeah.
You need positive reinforcement. I, on the other hand, with my kids, I let driver's ed take.
Oh, you paid someone to do it?
Yes.
You just let,
because bad things happen. No. I learned. My dad didn't teach me how to drive. I went to driver's ed.
Yeah.
Had a driver's ed teacher named Crash Douglas.
That's not his
That's it. That was it's not his real name. That's what we called him.
So my
that sounds
dad,
like quite the high school you had, by the way.
Yeah, it was.
My dad was a mechanic, so whenever he'd have the cars, whenever he would do a test drive on the car, he would let me get behind the wheel and
How old were you?
12.
I probably started around 14 because the car I eventually went on to buy as my first car was a car that my dad always fixed, and it was a stick shift.
Oh, that's
and he'd
it?
That was it. Oh my gosh,
What kind of car is that?
A Toyota Supra, 1983 stick shift, and he'd always take me to this one development that had a hill right at the stop sign, so that I would learn how to drive that car. And then I eventually bought it for $300.
What was your first car?
Super. They're bringing the Super back. I was driving a Mercury Topaz LTS.
Wow.
It was the LTS stood for luxury touring sedan.
Ooh.
I assure you, it was not luxurious.
And you didn't do any touring.
I did not do any touring. That was a hand-me-down from my uncle. It was in 1985.
Who taught you how to drive it?
My aunt was my Aunt Wanda. She was my dad and mom didn't even, they knew that one.
It was not going to end well.
No.
Not going to end well. All right.
Welcome back. Despite the latest surge in COVID cases, travel restrictions in some parts of the country are easing up. Borders around the world are opening, and people are getting in their summer vacations. In fact, the TSA has seen at least 1 million passengers a day since April.
Jackie Gifford, the editor-in-chief of Travel and Leisure magazine, is here with us this morning to fill us in on the latest travel news and help us plan those last-minute summer getaways on a budget. Jackie, good morning. Thanks for being with us.
Oh, good morning, Al. Good morning, Dylan.
Oh, good to see you. Okay, so a lot of folks, a lot of places reopening, but a lot of places have specific testing, vaccine, and curfew restrictions. I've gone online trying to find, where what, and it's all over the place. So what do you recommend? What are the best resources for up-to-date restrictions?
Without a doubt, travel is back, but let's be honest, it's a little confusing. So there are definitely some resources to check out. One, first of all, if you're thinking of traveling abroad, the State Department website, go and check it out for any current travel advisories that are in place. Check local news sites in the destination that you're planning on visiting, because obviously they're in touch with the situation on the ground in a way that we aren't here. Tourism websites locally. Also, our website, travelandleisure.com, has tons of information about the tests that you need to take, whether you need to show a vaccine card to travel, and then your hotel. I think this might be something people might think of, but it's kind of obvious. Check with your hotel or wherever you're staying and talk to the people who work there, because they might know of any mask mandates in place, indoors, outdoors, what testing requirements. The thing to keep in mind is things change every day. So just stay on top of it as best as you can and go to all those different resources.
So, Jackie, if you are traveling internationally, the State Department said just last week they have a backlog of more than 1.5 million passport applications. So are they still expediting passports? What can you do if you want to get away?
There is a huge backlog. That's a great point. And actually, they've said that right now the expediting service is taking about 15 weeks. So that's not what it was in times before. So I would just say this. If you're thinking of traveling internationally, don't book your flight until you've actually looked at your passport expiration date. A lot of people are going into their closets and dusting off the passport and realizing it's expired, or they don't have that 6-month or 3-month validity before their final date of travel, which a lot of destinations require you to have before you get on a plane. So don't book anything until you've looked at that date. And if you want to go a little bit, if you want to leave the 48 states, leave the mainland, go to maybe perhaps Puerto Rico, the U.S. Virgin Islands, you don't need a passport to go there.
Oh, by the way, I'll give you from firsthand experience. We found out Nick's passport had expired. We were getting ready to go, and if you have if you already have your ticket and it's within 3 days, you can get an appointment at the local passport office within a certain area and get the emergency passport. But otherwise, you're out of luck.
You're out of luck.
Yeah. Speaking of domestic travel, what are some of the great and affordable summer getaways here in the U.S., Jackie?
There's a property that just opened out in Miami called the Good Time Hotel. So this is from musician Pharrell Williams and restaurateur David Grutman. It's a cool property, $139 a night. It takes up a whole city block. The designer, Ken Folk, did the interiors. You can see it's really colorful. They've got 2 pools at the Strawberry Moon Pool Club, an indoor-outdoor gym. The rooms have these pink rotary phones, leopard prints everywhere. I just think it's really whimsical and colorful and fun. At the pool deck, you've got an open-air bar. DJs come in to play music. They've got these private cabanas. They do yoga classes on the deck. And again, it's relatively affordable at $139 a night. Miami's been really booming throughout this year, and this is just one new addition to the scene.
All right, Jackie, thank you so much.
Welcome back. Today on Hoda and Jenna, we're gearing up for Tokyo and getting a lesson in Japanese. Can we learn it in just a few days? We'll see.
We watched Jeff Bezos and 3 passengers go up in a rocket ship, Blue Origin. I mean, this looked legit. I mean, nothing against Sir Richard Branson's airplane, but this thing looked like the kind of thing we're used to watching when a rocket goes up into the air. And this whole deal took 11 minutes.
But they traveled 66 miles above the Earth. How awesome was it to watch? I mean, I hope a lot of you were watching too, watching with your kids, to watch history in the making. And I have to say, I was a little bit nervous about the coming down part.
Me too. There was something nerve-wracking about, because I guess it didn't look like a plane taking off. It looked like a rocket ship. And we got to visit with the Jeff Bezos, his brother Mark, the 18-year-old one named Oliver, and also Wally Funk.
Wally Funk.
So they had the oldest person and the youngest person. I fell madly in love with Wally Funk. She was, I think the reason I loved her so much was because she joined a space program with a bunch of women in the 60s, and they said, well, maybe if you do as well as the guys, maybe you can go up. Well, she did as well. She was top of her class, and they didn't let her go, and it wasn't even sanctioned by NASA.
Because of her gender?
Because of her gender. Then fast forward to when they were letting women do it, she was 40, so she was too old. So first it was age, gender, then it was age. But now, today, this 82-year-old woman went up into space. I cannot wait to hear her react. We didn't get to see it.
We kind of heard them a little bit talking, and you could hear them saying, this is amazing.
Delightful.
I think we heard her say, it's dark up here.
It's dark up here, yeah.
But, yeah, it's watching her dreams come true.
Yeah, I think there's something about this group. It was just such a cool group of people. It was, again, the oldest, the youngest, Jeff Bezos and his brother. And, 9 days before this, Richard Branson went up. And, of course, they were having this race to space kind of thing. But, who cares?
They all made it.
One went up vertically, one went up horizontally.
The cool thing is that we're like on this frontier where we could be witnessing people going into space. We see Wally, who's always wanted to do it. She's a civilian going up and seeing something that not very many people get to see.
She's so qualified. She's been teaching people how to become astronauts for her whole life because she wasn't able to.
Do you know that Blue Origin is also planning 2 more trips for paying passengers before the end?
And I think they're actually doing one where you have to, it's not like an auction, but you fill out something and you might be selected. You know what's funny? I would have said no a million times no, but there was something about watching this because it landed so gently and it seemed so delightful. Like in the beginning, I was like, never. And I was like, oh, wait, what?
I sort of agree. Something about today changed my mind.
And there was no pilot, by the way. This whole thing it's being steered electronically on the side somewhere. So it's just, it was just the 4 of them sitting in that capsule. And then the booster thing fell off, and then they came down on a parachute like 11 minutes.
You know what? I'll always remember sitting in your dressing room watching it. Too bad we didn't have any lays. That would make things more appropriate.
Exactly.
Okay, you had a big interview yesterday.
Well, I did get to talk to Jennifer Lopez and Lin-Manuel Miranda, but truth be told, I had to ask Jennifer about Bennifer.
You had to ask
We
about
had
Bennifer.
to ask it. So this was my feeble attempt.
Look, I just have to tell you, every time I see a picture of you and Ben, I'm like, she looks happier. She looks happier. Are we happier?
The song is out 5 years. 5 years since we've done it, and I believe that message of loving one another and coming together and love is never more relevant than it is right now.
Wait, it's me you're talking to. You know that?
I know. You can call me. You have my number.
Boop, 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 boop.
Did you call her?
Hello.
Should we call her now and see what's happening?
I don't think it would be the kind of phone call she would appreciate on TV.
Early, she's probably asleep. She in California.
But there are a lot of photos of them. It's not as if, I don't think they're hiding, obviously, because they seem like it looks happy. I mean, I don't know.
I think you have to call her later is the main thing. And we can do it on three-way if you're interested. Do they still have three-way?
You can have as many people on the line as you want.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, it's time for Tuesday, where we ask for your help choosing the outfits for tomorrow's show. And this week is a little special because we turn to our male staffers.
The men.
All
men. I was wondering because Anthony walked in and he goes, "Why am I picking your dresses?" Anthony was on camera, whatever, and he goes, and I go, "What?" He goes, "They want me to pick something." I was like, "All right." So
I'm a little scared. I feel like everything's going to be pleather, but maybe not. Okay, first up for Hoda.
What are my choices?
We have a summery white dress. Favorite of our supervising producer, Gavin, a.k.a. Furface. I think he liked the white dress. And then a more formal black colored dress. That's by Aaron Brownlee. He's one of our great producers. And then a print. The print was by Lee. Our director.
What did Rope want?
Rope. Bob Yeager.
Yes.
Hey,
Did you like the one with the colors?
There were 6 choices.
He said he said you bounced. Oh, the other 3 are Jenna's.
No, they were 6 for you and 6 for
6 for
so
you
they bounced
you
your
didn't
choices?
you didn't pick.
Well, you
Rope's
wanted the little
favorite.
leather miniskirt, didn't you?
I wanted isn't there.
So he said the one he wanted isn't there. So sad. Okay, for Jenna, this is what our boys chose.
A bright orange.
I'm surprised by C for the boys.
Me too. Do the boys really pick that? I'm actually surprised by B, too.
I'm kind of surprised by A.
All of them.
Okay, so let's see. Who liked anyway, Dave Auerbach. Wait, you like Dave liked the pants and the shirt.
Dave liked the pants, yeah.
Okay. Okay, the green dress was the most popular. Dan Durkin and Sean Hickey. Which green dress? Can you put it back up?
There is no green dress.
Anyway, the choices are not reflective. Maybe it was that green and red one. Okay.
The French maid outfit.
That does not look like a French maid outfit.
Schoolgirl. Okay, well, anyway, you guys, let us know what you like. Go to Hoda and Jenna Instagram and comment with your vote.
All right, it is time, because the Olympics are just a few days away. It's time for another edition of our series called
Japanese with Ease.
All right, and our graphics coordinator, Japanese studies major, and our pal C is back with a few more phrases we should know. Hi, C.
Hi, ladies. Ohayo gozaimasu.
Oh, konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
Very good. You remembered something.
You like how you just put us on the spot.
Yes, we're both nervous.
Bad students.
It's fine. You're fine. But today we get to do something that is one of my favorite things to learn about. We're learning about some food things. Are you ready?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so in Japan, before you start a meal, you always have to start with this saying. We're going to break it up into 3 parts. Ita.
Ita.
Daki.
Daki.
Mas.
Mas.
And all together, it's itadakimasu.
Itadakimasu.
Perfect. So that means I humbly accept this food, but think of it as like the Japanese version of bon appetit.
Okay.
So you just always say it before you start your meal.
Itadakimasu.
Do you have to sing it, though? I feel like we don't.
Yeah,
really
I think it's
sing.
better if you sing it.
You like it?
I mean, that's how I usually say it because I'm really excited to start eating.
Okay, that's true.
Starting to eat is the best part of the day.
It is. And then at the end of your meal, you also have to say something as well to say thank you for the food. And that word we're also going to break up into 3 parts. So it is gochi.
Gochi.
So. Sama.
Sama. Gochi
so all together, gochi so sama.
Gochi so sama.
And you have to make sure that you say that at the end of your meal. Otherwise, the chef is going to think you didn't enjoy the food.
See, we love you. Thank you for our words.
Just before we go real quickly, will you tell Hoda how to say chip? I'm afraid she's going to want to miss her favorite thing, chip.
Okay, here we go. It's potato chip soup.
Goodbye, Faith.
Welcome back to Today Talks and our exclusive content you can only see here on Today All Day.
What a day.
What a day.
I mean, I was just wondering, when was the last time we all collectively gathered around a television set to watch an event? And today was, of course, when Jeff Bezos and company went up in that rocket ship. It was 11 minutes, but you felt a sense of collective, like,
I know.
I don't know, a moment where we were all connected,
Don't
kind
you
of.
love those moments? It's funny to like live history with others. You know, I guess inaugurations and elections, but people have sides, you know? This is something that anybody could watch and think like, wow.
This is so true. And I was just thinking how few things are like that anymore. I mean, the Super Bowl, you have to watch live. There's certain things you have to see as they are happening. But that 11 minutes, there was something about it that was magical because we were both scared, let's be honest, that like, please don't let anything go wrong because of Wally Funk, who was 82. I didn't care about Jeff cared
Bezos?
About all the rest, but I especially cared about Wally. I was like, nothing can happen to her. This is the moment she's waited for her whole life.
A dream.
Yeah, she wanted to go up in space, and she was a little girl. She studied. She did all the right things. She was top of her class. She should have gone, but because of being a woman, she was not permitted. And here she is at 82. And like,
kind of shows you too that it's never too late.
Did you see that childlike kind of way about her? Like she was so full of wonder. That's like one of my favorite traits in anybody. You have that. Like when something happens, you're like, oh my God, did you see the, like that? My mom even has that.
Your mom has it, and you're right. When you got to speak with the four of them, she seemed sort of the most like delighted by it.
And even when Richard Branson was in the studio, he too had, he was like, I love Peter Pan as a little boy. Like you watch the child come out again. And I think one of the most difficult things is to hang on to that because people every day can get a little bit harder just because, you know, I've seen that. I've done that.
We're cynical. I know. It's funny because when we were watching that incredible Annabelle 14-year-old,
oh my God,
playing the guitar on our show, you said like, don't you wish you could be 14 again?
Yeah.
And I feel like it kind of goes hand in hand. It's like keeping that childlike enthusiasm for life. Like not being so hard that you can't think like, this is magical.
I still remember Anderson Cooper one time talking about his mother, Gloria Vanderbilt, and he said the thing he loved the most about her is that she was constantly falling in love with a book, a movie, a beautiful moment. Oh, let me show you this, Anderson. Let's see this, you know. And I think there's something about that curiosity that doesn't end and that you still, like it's the first time my mom would be like, oh, I had the most beautiful chocolate cake. I had to find the recipe. I went on today.com. I could never find anything there. I was looking. And then there it's, and I got the ingredients, you know, and then it's the whole story of the wow of something so simple.
It's so true.
Yes.
And you know what? Like Wally is the perfect example that it's never too late. Because it's never too late for your dreams to realize. But if she had sort of given up or kind of become cynical about things because she maybe had the right to be, right?
She did.
She was turned away for not real reasons.
Yes, silly. Yeah, they were like,
well, I mean,
well, you're a woman, you can't do it.
Gender and age.
And age later.
40.
Yeah, she was.
So, but had she wanted to be cynical?
Or had she become hardened? That's it. Because she would have been like, you know what? Her story, she could have spent her whole life telling the story of how she was left out. But no more.
Instead, she's up in space.
Wally Funk. All right, that's it for this episode of Today Talks. Keep watching for more Today All Day.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.